In a world full of chaos, noise, and unpredictability, isolating yourself may seem like the safest option. The instinct to retreat, to build a fortress around your life can be tempting. But in the game of power, isolation is not safety, it's a trap. Welcome to Law 18. Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. Let's begin with a simple truth. Human connection is power. When you cut yourself off from people, you lose access to information, alliances, and influence. You stop hearing whispers, sensing changes, or seeing opportunities until it's too late. History is filled with cautionary tales. Think of the last emperors of China or the czars of Russia, powerful rulers who retreated behind walls of bureaucracy, courtiers, and palaces. Disconnected from the people, unaware of unrest brewing below, they were overthrown. Not because they lacked strength, but because they isolated themselves from reality. One of the most famous examples comes from Louis XVI of France. As revolution stirred outside the palace gates, he clung to routine wrapped in royal protocol, isolated from the people's suffering. He was the king, but he had no clue what was happening beyond the gilded walls. That ignorance cost him his throne, and eventually his life. But this law isn't just about kings. It applies to all of us, in business, politics, leadership, or life. Isolation breeds paranoia. When you're alone, the smallest threat can seem enormous. You don't know who to trust, because you've cut off your access to real information. You start to rely only on your own judgment, which, without feedback or contrast, grows rigid and distorted. Now, let's flip the perspective. Look at the great networkers, the true power players. They stay in circulation. They read the room, they keep their enemies close, not out of love, but because distance breeds danger. They're always listening, learning, and adapting. Power doesn't live in silence. It lives in movement, connection, and flow. The Roman politician and general Julius Caesar never ruled from afar. He was always in the field, in the Senate, in the streets. His enemies couldn't act without him knowing. Why? Because he wasn't behind walls. He was in the game. But beware, this law does not say trust everyone. It says stay connected, build networks, keep your ear to the ground, be visible, be approachable. Even if you don't speak much, just being present sends a message. I'm here, I'm watching, I'm involved. Sometimes we isolate ourselves because we've been hurt, betrayed, disappointed, and yes, distance may give you short-term peace. But in the long term, it gives your rivals room to move, plan, and strike. They thrive in your absence. Your fortress becomes your prison. So, what can you do instead? Build alliances, even weak ones. Information flows through loose connections. Attend meetings, events, conversations, even if they seem unimportant. Keep talking to people from all levels, not just those at the top. Make yourself a presence, one that people must consider before making moves. Never underestimate the power of visibility. Just being seen changes how people act around you. Isolation is passive. Visibility is power. In a fortress, nothing changes. But in the world, change is constant. Those who adapt survive. Those who hide are forgotten. So remember Law 18. Don't retreat behind walls. Don't close the door on the world. Don't let silence steal your awareness, because in the game of power, the most dangerous place to be is alone. Visit my channel. I have many more interesting videos.